Coach, was that just your typical midweek fifth inning?
Tuesday night brawl, right? I mean, I had to pull a team together and say, hey, guys, it's the same for everybody. Everybody's short on arms. Everybody's trying to throw young guys. Everybody's trying to get through their midweeks because conference is so big. And they were in the same situation as us. We just hadn't gotten into that bullpen yet. And the guys did a great job of just being patient, just going there and taking what they give you. But you usually start to see that on Tuesdays and Sundays in this league. So, and we did a good job of winning that game.
Steve?
Along those lines, too, you mentioned kind of getting some guys some work and things like that. You know, I know you were able to do that, but fortunately able to win the baseball game. I mean, how important is it to get those guys out there but not have to sacrifice victory?
That's huge. I mean, and we're just trying to get an extra guy or two going. I thought Logan Forsythe's really good today. You know, Pico had one inning scripted. I thought he did a great job. And he's still going to take some time to get back to his most competitive self. But he showed good velo. I've told Pico's like the nicest kid you'll ever come across day to day. And I've told Park all year, I said, you haven't seen him in a real game. And it took like 2 hitters, and he's yelling at the hitter, get in the box. And you could he wasn't thinking about his arm. He was just competing and getting after it. And that's what you get with Pico. That's why he's such a talented player.
Jacob?
Coach, that's 2 straight good outings for Colby. What have you seen from him the past couple of weeks?
Command, and confidence. And it's huge. You know, on Saturday we get a hold by Carson Ligon, and he gives us the hold today. I mean, you have to stop the bleeding and give us a chance to come back. And they have some really good hitters in that lineup. I mean, they hit everybody for the first 4 or 5 innings, and then it just stopped. And that's Colby.
Doug?
Coach, 50 runs in the last 4 games. It looks like you're even bunting more than you did last year, you know, with Dylan and Johnny and everything. How versatile is this offense now?
Well, I like them more when I don't have to bunt, you know. So, but they're athletic and they can do a lot of things. I think I don't think you got a one-dimensional offense. I think we can steal some bases. We can bunt. We can. You know, one thing we've done over the last 4 or 5 games is it's a lot of first to third. We scored a handful of guys from first. I mean, you know, we're a pretty athletic offense, which I like.
Steve?
You mentioned, it's like the last couple of years, it's like you started losing guys, but now you're in a situation where you mentioned Ligon coming, Holcomb coming, and then Bradley, and perhaps Pico, of course. How important is that when you get into SEC play to be adding arms rather than losing arms?
Well, you know, you want to add them and have them pitching good, so it is important, and getting those guys back in the mix and pitching it where they're comfortable at and feeling confident is huge. I mean, it's you know, Bradley every week's giving us a little bit more, and to where you can take it's nice to have a starter in your midweek and just be able to run him out there. So it's been a blessing here for getting Pico back is huge. I think Pico could be a real big piece for us down the road.
Colin?
You get another game where you let up 9 runs early on, but again you see that the sort of response you want to. I know those aren't situations you want to be in, but is it comforting that
well, it is
on the mound and at bat you can.
Well, I just think the guys are starting to believe in themselves a little bit. Instead of pressing and panic in there, it was more like, all right, let's get to work, and that's what you do in this game. And all you can do is play every inning like you're like the same, consistent, and not try to. My fear was they'd try to do too much, but they didn't. They took the walks, they took the HBPs, they helped us a little bit, but that's what we helped them a little bit. So I think that helped.
David?
Building off the comment on offenses, looking ahead now to the weekend, being able to do a lot of things offensively, how much confidence do you get going into your first true road weekend?
Against a really good team. So it's just going to be a war. I mean, it's going to be we're going to have to go out there and play and compete and fight and have a great 2-strike fight. They have some really talented arms. They've pitched really well this year, and we're at their place. You know, I mean that makes a difference. And so, but it's a lot of these guys are older players. I'm not playing a lot of freshmen. I'm playing older guys that have been through it. So I'm excited to see how they get after it.
Jeff?
Aaron came through with the bases loaded there. I fouled off a few pitches. I'm sure he would have liked the grand slam there, but still came through. I guess
I'll take the hit.
Yeah, I'm sure how good is it to see him just kind of establishing himself after he had dealt with some injuries over the past few years.
Yeah, he's been a big piece for us. I mean, he's playing really well right now. He gives us a little protection in that lineup, lengthens our lineup. The one thing you don't realize about Aaron is he flies. He's a big physical kid who hits homers, but I mean, you've seen him beat out some big plays here in big innings lately. I mean, and he did that again tonight.
Steve?
Back to A&M, a little bit different squad this year. I mean, I know you haven't really dug deep into them yet, but maybe how is this A&M team a little bit different than last year?
Well, they're a lot different because they brought in a lot of guys. They've brought in a lot of older players. You're facing an older lineup. I think there's one freshman in there, and he's super talented. And then it's a lot of older players who've done it in college baseball, and so you're going to have to really work through that lineup. And then, pitching wise, they've lost a handful, but they're talented, man. You're seeing a lot of velo, a lot of left-handed velo, and they've pitched at a high level. I mean, they if you look at their numbers, some of their pitching numbers are the best in the country. So it's going to be, like I said, us getting in there and really competing from pitch one.
David?
And now with a quick turnaround, what do you think rotations take shape this weekend? Can you update the status on Nate and Dylan?
Nate's just still working back when we don't have rotation yet. Literally, we're starting to watch A&M tonight and try to figure out the best pieces for us to be able to work through their lineup. So, but Nate's, had another good day today. So, he's just kind of working through everything. But it's not an overnight jump back in there. So,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And Dylan?
Dylan's close. Yeah, Dylan could have played today. He's just a little sore. So, in the lineup, the way the lineup's playing right now, they've been playing pretty good.
Doug?
Coach, one more health question. Joe Powell left the game today.
I haven't got an update. I haven't. They took him out in the concussion protocol, so I'm not saying he has it, but it's just something we have to watch. So we have that new rule in college baseball where you can take him out, put him back in if needed, and so I have the ability to take him out and to have him take a look at him. I just haven't met with anybody. I came straight to y'all.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chris.
Rashawn, Connor Hyzak here. We're going to questions. Steve?
Connor, you've seemed to be really comfortable there heading behind Hunter Hines, and got a little power behind you now too, but also it seems like you're kind of taking what they're giving you, not trying to do too much. What's been your approach and kind of the secret to your recent success?
Give it to Coach Lem, just says take the crumbs. Just been, just taking what they give me like you said, and keep it simple, not trying to do too much. They like to pitch around Dakota and Hunter and get to me, and I take that with like a little chip on my shoulder, like they want to face me, but just take the crumbs. That's all I got.
Steve?
David, tripled away from the cycle tonight. You're a guy too that's been pretty electric. I know there were a couple games this weekend there seemed like you struggled a little bit, but came back big on Sunday. How well are you seeing it, and how comfortable are you right now in the box?
Yeah, it's a long season. There's going to be the struggles, like you just said. I feel pretty comfortable in there right now. We've been working on some little things, minor adjustments to stay that way throughout the course of the season.
Yeah. You had the home run today too. Memory serves me correct, got your first collegiate home run. What'd you hit out, and what'd that moment feel like?
I think it was a fastball in, and it was pretty nice. I've been waiting for a little while, so that's good.
David?
Connor, you're down 9-3 early like that, and it's a midweek game. You're looking at a fast turnaround. It could have been easy just kind of write this game off and move on to the next game, but y'all would need to win these midweek games, and you went out and got it.
That's just not us. We're not going to fold. We got great offense. We trust it. We got great arms too. Midweek games they can get a little funky there. Just got to trust it and know that we're going to come back and win the ball game.
Doug?
Yeah, follow up on what David said. Coach mentioned that he didn't want you to try to get it all back at once. He tried to stay steady. So what was your thinking as you went through that you had to stay confident, but yet, you got to stay within yourselves for both of them?
We always just take it one inning at a time. We try to win every inning, and regardless of how many runs they score, we always think we can score more runs than them. If they score 0, they score 5. So we take it one inning at a time. We try to win innings. Try to win a full game at once, because you can't. You can only do what's in front of you. So you just take it one at a time.
Steve?
Connor, in these midweek games, we don't have 15,000 people here, and you can hear David chattering throughout the whole ball game, like encouraging the pitchers and things like that. Number one, do you hear him out there? But number two, how important is it? Does it help to stay engaged, knowing you got a guy like him that's hanging on every pitch?
I think we all hear him to start, but it's awesome having a little energy from Dave all the time, and glad he's on my team and on the other team.
David?
First road trip, you played a couple of games in Biloxi Pearl, the first true road trip as a team, top 10 team, a talented Texas A&M team. Just for both of you, what are y'all expecting out of this weekend?
To compete at the highest level. I mean, that's all we can do. Control what we can control, and I mean, have fun. Like, it's a great place to play. We're excited, and yeah. You got anything?
That's it. Just go compete, play as hard as you can, see what happens.
Steve, kind of your home run too. It seems like you're hitting a variety of pitches. Like you're kind of changing your scout a little bit. I noticed that you've been willing to take the breaking ball the other way. What did you hit out, and then how do you see pitchers pitching you these days?
It depends, I guess, on the arm, but usually I'm getting breaking balls early. They're trying to beat me with fastballs late. I hit the homer was a fastball. Got in a good count though. Got 3-2. Saw some pitches, and just happened to put a good swing on it.
David.
Y'all guys ready to play a road game? I mean, you play so many home games. Would it be fun just to get away from home for a while?
Yeah, I think we're all very excited. Take our talents and show what we got in another ballpark.
Yeah, it's awesome to go on the road in the SEC, and it's always fun. It's always fun to go in somewhere where it's slammed and play against good competition. So we're ready to go.
Danny P.
Hunter, you had a really good summer. How much of the momentum from that carried into this year? How much did that really help you?
Just playing every day really helps. Getting at bats every day, being in a lineup every single day, just get your confidence going. It was obviously a good summer. I was in a great place, and I just took advantage of it, I guess.
Steve.
I guess really to both of you guys, I know early on the bats were struggling a little bit, but it seems that late, no matter what the margin is, you guys feel like you can come back. I mean, like even on Saturday, you nearly came back and beat LSU and swept the whole series. But are you at a point now where you kind of feel like, hey, we can just relax and not try to do too much because we have a good enough offense to come back in these games?
Yeah, Coach Gosher always preaches, we're a great offense, and we're nowhere near where we can be, and we believe that, and we're just going to work every day like we believe that, and we've seen it, and there's still a lot more to come.
All right, thank you guys.
Excellent.
Thank you.